Hello everybody, my name is MaaniCrazyGold and welcome back to another gold farming video. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you a great farm that you can do in the War Within. So once you've hit max level and you feel confident enough to start farming, you can come out to this location right here in the Isle of Dawn. And basically, we're going to be killing loads of Nerubian mobs down here. The waypoints on the screen as well, if you need it on top of the map. And over here, what we're going to do is kill all of these Nerubian mobs. And they are really good for tailoring and enchanting. If you have them two specs and you're farming this area, it's going to be really good. You're going to get loads of mats for tailoring and loads of equipment pieces for enchanting. Get the right specs and put the knowledge points into the right areas. So as you can see, me and somebody else did this for a while. We ran around killing all the mobs in this area. And as you can see, there is tons of mobs keep spawning, absolutely hyper spawning throughout the area. And just make sure that you're pulling both sides. So you got this side right here full of all the Nerubian mobs. And on the left hand side, you've got a few here that spawn down this side as well. You don't have to go all the way down to the other side. Just stay in this location and these will hyper spawn crazy fast. I was doing it as a two-man squad, just me and somebody else just running around and killing them. As a five-man team, it's going to look even more crazier. But if we're doing it as a 2x4, that's two groups of four killing this, it's going to be insane. And now I'm just going to talk about the professions that you want, and that is tailoring and enchanting, and which specs you want in them professions. So the first one that you want to do is textile treasures, and that is because of this one right here. Improves at your tailoring crafts and learns to collect cloth from humanoids more effectively, gaining increased chance for all cloth to drop in Kazelgar by 1% per point in this spec. And you want to spec into this one just because of the bolts it will give you, and obviously the cloth increase by points you've been putting in here, which is a good way of getting cloth from these humanoids. Make sure to max these out with 30 points. And then we're going to be moving over to quality fabric. So quality fabric is a little bit of a different beast, and you want to be filling up the entire specs in here. The main one that you want is quality fabric, and this one is just because when you go around killing humanoid mobs, sometimes it'll drop you quality 2, and if you keep putting more points into here, they'll even drop quality 3 as well. So that is a good way of making gold too. And then you got weaving and unraveling, so make sure to put some points in here too. And that is going to be a good way of making gold. And then we have spell thread. To learn this one, you can just simply put in 1 point in here if you don't want to waste more than that to make some spell threads. And then you got additional embroidery as well. You can put 1 point in here to learn that too. You got 4 different specs here that you want to get as well, so make sure to put them in here. And then I'll save the last for best. And from dawn until dusk is one of the ones that you really want to get, as these are going to be making you tons of gold as well. And there's 2 different ways you can go about it, or 2 different bolts and weaves that you can go with it. Dusk weave from humanoids around Kazil guards by killing them, and how to craft bolts as well. So this is going to be crazy. You're going to be putting more points into this. You can craft bolts and get dusk weave from humanoids, and then you can move over to the other side of it as well, and these are the same thing too, and these will give you the dawn weave tailoring as well, which can drop from humanoids too. And obviously you can start crafting these up, which will be making you tons of gold with bolts and weave together, as these are going to be very good for gold making. So we have a lot of different ones to go over, and that is obviously the main 3 that you want to focus on is textile treasures, quality fabric, from dawn until dusk. And yes, you have a 4th one too. You don't really need to go into that one, but if you want to, you can do. And these are for people who are like crafting gear pieces. I want to be on the auction house and selling gear pieces and making tons of gold from, which you can do. And I'm never going to do that ever again in my life, because I was very bored of it doing it the first time I did it in Zenith Mortis, which I nearly passed out and fell asleep on my computer. It is a good way of making gold, but it's so boring to do it. But it is a very good way of making gold. Make sure you have these 3 specs and put them in the one like I said. You got textile treasures, max that out, quality fabric, max it, put some in here, in here, in here, and then we have from dawn until dusk, and these are the ones that you want to put points into to make the bolts and to get the cloth, and that is the only way to do it from this spec. So make sure to put it in here as well and try to farm it out completely and try to get them both done, as these are going to be making you tons of gold, as most of the people are going to go for textile treasures and quality fabric first. And most likely, most people will be going for this one first just because you can get more drops from humanoids with this maxed out. So it depends on your way of doing it. If you want to go with this one first and get the rare ones and sell them straight to the auction house, or start easy, level it up, and get all the way to the third one, and then make more gold out that way. Don't worry about this one unless you're crafting gear pieces. Keep this one out of your mind and stick with these three first. So moving over to enchanting. Enchanting, all you need to think about in enchanting is this one right here, designated Disenchanter. These are the ones that you want to have. You can max these out completely with 30 points in here, and then you have these three in the bottom, which is uncommon, rare, and epic. For uncommon, you'll be getting the Storm Dusk, and that is a regular thing for enchanters need as well. So you can get these by putting more points into here. And then you have the second rare one as well. You have a chance to create more gleaming shards. And that is the rare one that you can get sold to the auction house. And then you have the epic version, and that is hopefully giving you the crystals from here, I believe. And that will be netting you tons of gold with this one too. So make sure to put your points in this profession to get loads of gold from here. I keep saying loads of gold, but this is the best way to do it as well, as you'll be making tons and tons of gold. And then you can go over to shattering as well if you want to do that one with ores, but that's up to you. But mainly I'm going to concentrate on this one, this only spec. There's other enchantments and stuff which you can do, but I'm not going to look into that. My own thing, I'm doing these first and maxing these out. And hopefully this gives you a good insight for open world farming, for tailoring and enchanting. I've been looking around for spots, and this is the one that I found, which is absolutely crazy at the moment. There will be tons of more locations after this one gets nerfed, probably. There'll be other locations out there which we'll be looking at. And lastly, before you go, please don't forget to check out the MaaniCrazyGold Discord server, as I upload gold making content and guides on here as well with the War Within, and I'll keep doing so. And don't even forget about the giveaways I do all the time on Discord. This is only for EU players, sadly, not NA. So if you're an EU player, welcome, come in and just jump on these giveaways. There's been a bunch I've been giving away to random people on here, and at the moment I'm giving away a T-Boo Scorching Spirit Sword, and that is an epic BOE. Please check out the Discord server, as there's a lot of people on there who are farming, and also you can jump in, ask for help if you need to, and don't forget about the giveaways. And lastly, please like and subscribe, and I'll keep making more content going forward. Thank you, everybody.